Hello, race fans, and welcome back to the More Freedom series. Today we have traveled to the Fort Wayne Super Speedway for the Fort Wayne 100. This is going to be race number 18 in the More Freedom series, season 5. And as this is the last race before halfway, let's go through your current top 10 in points. Your points leader is the 666 of Pistol Pete. Second's going to be the 96 of Nico. Third will be the 25 of JTM. Fourth will be the 710 of Roddy. Fifth will be the 13 of King of the Aces. Sixth will be the 999 of Deviant. Seventh will be the 34 of Super Snake. Eighth will be the 8 of Moon Bunny. Ninth will be the 00 of Mudbone. And rounding out your top 10 will be the 51 of AJM. Let's check in on your team and chassis standings. Amish Buggy Racing still leads the way. Second is going to be MBR. Third will be Aces to Z Motorsports. Fourth will be Douche Motorsports. And rounding out the top 5 will be G3 Motorsports. Chassis standings are Dodge, Chevy, and Toyota. So that's a look at all things points here for this Fort Wayne 100 here at the Fort Wayne Super Speedway. 3.56 mile, not an oval, here in Fort Wayne, and these cars are getting dialed in. The fans are already piling into this front stretch stand, and I think it's about time, so let's go racing. As I get these cars fired up, let's go through your starting top 10 today for this Fort Wayne 100. Starting on the pole will be the 20 of Adam B5000, and on his outside, the 66 of Hondo. Starting third will be the 38 of Baseman, and on his outside, the 777 of Seabass. Starting fifth will be the 11 of TC Roberts, and on his outside, the 40 of Veteran Chaos. Starting seventh will be the 51 of AJM, and on his outside, the 96 of Nico. Starting ninth will be the 333 of Keeping It Twisted, and on her outside, rounding out your top 10, will be the 25 of JTM. So that's a look at your starting top 10 today for this Fort Wayne 100. I'm not sure if this is Adam's first pole of the year, or we should probably have a check to see if this is Adam's first pole of the year or not. He has been having a rough go this season, and it is indeed his first pole of the year this year. So we're going to see what he can do leading from the pole here at Fort Wayne. Checking in on some notables for this race. The perennial powerhouse that is Mudbone at Super Speedways is starting in his usual spot here. He is starting in the 39th position. So we're going to see if he can come back to front again today. I'm going to knock on wood for him because, don't want to jinx him, but he is starting in his usual spot. Your points leader, the 666 of Pistol Pete, starting way back in 32nd as well. Nico, JTM, both starting in the top 10. Fourth place, Roddy, he's going to be starting 16th today, and King of the Aces, who is fifth in points, he's going to be starting 14th here today. So Adam's going to be leading us down to take this green flag at a 5-turn, not an oval here at Fort Wayne. We've got a first turn to the right and then lots of other turns. So we got 5 turns in all. As that beautiful orange and black Dodge Challenger pace car ducks into the pits, Adam's going to be leading us down. We're waiting on the starter. The green flag is out, and we are underway for the Fort Wayne 100. We see Seabass jumping to the high line already. Down the front stretch they go. Adam to the bottom of the track. Followed closely by the 38 of Baseman. This is a super speedway, so it's going to take them about a half a lap or so to get these cars wound up. And I say a half a lap, but this is a 3.51 or 56 mile, not an oval, as it was nose to tail at the front of the field right there. Twisted way down to the bottom right there. You see her way down there. She's trying to get a run to the back of the bumper of the 96 of Nico. Out to the front right now is the 40 of Veteran Chaos. So Vet coming up from the 6th position. Early going to put his car almost out on the point. He's racing right now with the 66 of Hondo. Ducking down to the inside is the 96 of Nico, as well as the 999 of Deviant. So Deviant trying to lead lap number 1 here. He's going to have to get off the brakes because he can't slide up there So it's a race to the stripe between the 96 and the 40. Your leader on lap number 1 is the 96 of Nico. Let's bring up your timing and scoring. As always, top 10 will be on your left. Favorite driver scrolling across the top. So the 96 of Nico is your leader right now, as we are, well, no, now the 40 of Veteran Chaos is your leader as he works to the outside, gets around the 96 of Nico. We see a great run by the 777 of Seabass with help by the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. So Seabass into the second position. Here comes the 25 of JTM. We're going to see if he can get to the back bumper of the 333 or not. So out to a little bit of a lead is the 40 of Veteran Chaos. Down into turn 4 they go. Down into turn 4 they go as Twisted down to the bottom of the track. The 96 of Nico, possibly with help now by the 25 of JTM. We saw him make that move from the top of the track to the bottom of the track right there as Twisted looks like she's going to try to lead a lap here. She is going to bring that car to the front of the field and lead that lap after starting in the 9th position. So Twisted out to the lead as the 25 of JTM battling with his teammates, the 51 and the 96. Second place now between the 40 of Veteran Chaos and possibly the 66 of Hondo. Vet out to the lead. Out in front. He's not out to the lead yet. He's out in front of the 66 of Hondo. Hondo's going to get a little bit of help by the 51 of AJM. AJM dropping to the bottom of the track. He's going to try to get a run here. Hondo works down underneath the 40 of Veteran Chaos. Looks like the 96 and the 51 going to try to work down to work in a line. So into turn 4 and 5 they go. Your leader on the track, the 333 of Keeping It Twisted for Douche Motorsports. 66 of Hondo trying to make a move underneath the 40 of Veteran Chaos. Also, that's Twisted's teammate, so Vet's going to shut the door on the 66 of Hondo right there. Watching a battle on the track for the 4th position between the 777 of Seabass and the 51 of AJM. So 3 MBR cars, the 51, the 96, and the 25 trying to work to the front of the field. AJM's going to get a great run to the bottom of the track. He's going to possibly be able to take over 2 positions here from the 777 and the 66. So AJM working into the 3rd position. The 25 of JTM looks like he might have lost the draft from this front pack now as Veteran Chaos trying to work around the 333 of Keeping It Twisted down the backstretch. So Twisted hanging on to a little bit of a lead here as she slides up high into the turn, as it looks like the 51 of AJM, we're going to see if he has to get off the gas here out of the turn. He keeps the hammer down, folks. He is working to the front of the field. The Zen Dodge for MBR. The 51 of AJM looks like he is going to lead a lap here. And he is going to be out to the front for a short, maybe just a couple seconds, as Vet is working to the high side. The 66 of Hondo thinking about getting underneath him right there. So AJM working there in front of the 66 of Hondo in the Zen Dodge for MBR, followed closely by the DeWalt Chevy for Douche Motorsports. So they're going to break away from the 40 of Veteran Chaos, and hopefully they're thinking maybe the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. Hondo jumping down to the inside line. He's looking for a lap lead here as well. It's going to be a race down the backstretch as AJM possibly out to the lead right now. It's a 3-wide battle into getting ready to go into turn 4. A great run by the 333 of Keeping It Twisted on the bottom of the track. Here comes your pole sitter, the 20 of Adam B5000. Ooh, Adam almost gets into the back bumper of Twisted right there. He has to get off the gas. Everybody's going to work around him. AJM still your leader. Here comes the 25 of JTM. He had a great run to the back bumper of the 66 of Hondo. They're going to work around turn 1 and into turn 2 here. So a left-hander as AJM still your leader on the track. JTM with a great run to the back bumper now underneath the 66 of Hondo. We're going to see if AJM comes down and shuts the door on him. AJM will sort of shut the door right there on the 25 at JTM. So we got a caution on the track, folks. Caution on the track, as it's going to be a race back to the caution between the 25, the 66, and all these other hosts of folks up here at the front of the field. JTM's going to have a great run down into the turn. We're going to see if he can make it to the back bumper, possibly around that 51. So AJM currently your leader as we head towards the stripe to take the caution flag. Looks like second place will go to the 66 of Hondo. So AJM is your leader. Second's going to be the 66. Third will be the 25 of JTM. And a crazy race right now here at Fort Wayne. We've had 4 leaders so far in our 7 laps. I think we saw the 34 of Super Snake on pit road. So we're going to see what that looks like in just a moment. Everybody take a breather here. This race has been it's been crazy. Let's go through your current top 10. Your leader, the 51 of AJM. Second's going to be the 66 of Hondo. Third will be the 25 of JTM. Fourth will be the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. Fifth will be the 96 of Nico. Sixth will be the 13 of King of the Aces. Seventh will be the 38 of Baseman. Eighth will be the 20 of Adam B5000. Ninth will be the 40 of Veteran Chaos. And rounding out your top 10 will be the 777 of Seabass. So that's how it stands right now as we work lap number 7. We're not going to get those 29 laps of green flag action, as we do have a... We're going to see who's the taker for pit road here. We're about halfway through. We're a little bit over halfway through the fuel stint here at Fort Wayne. 10 to 12 laps. Currently working lap number 7. So just over halfway through that fuel stint. We'll see if anybody is a taker to stay out and try to catch a next caution or not. But AJM is leading us down into the pits here. We'll see who is staying out. It looks like we got one car staying out right now. That looks like it's going to be the 300 of Resemble is going to stay out. Looks like the 799 of Mike Check is staying out as well. Very, very long pit road here at Fort Wayne. We do see Super Snake's car in the pit, so we know he was involved in whatever altercation happened. By the looks of timing and scoring, it may be the 11 of TC Roberts. So AJM is in. We're going to see what they do on that Zen Dodge for MBR. Right side tires are going to be a 4-tire stop today for the 51 of AJM. Looks like 2 tires and gas, maybe gas only for some of the drivers. So 4 tires for the 51 and fuel. This could be an interesting, this is an interesting turn of events here, as AJM and the 96 and the 25 all taking 4 tires and fuel, as well as the 40 of Veteran Chaos, as they are stuck in their pits. We'll see what happens here. We'll catch up to your pace car and we'll see what brought out that caution, but it looks like everybody took possibly just fuel only. So let's see what brought out your caution. This caution is going to be brought out by contact between the 11 of TC Roberts and the 34 of Super Snake. We're going to watch this. This is a scary accident. Let's watch this happen. So scary accident right there between the 11 of TC Roberts and the 34 of Super Snake. Let's go through your current top 10 as it stands right now. Your leader is the 300 of Resemble. Second's going to be the 799 of Mike Check. Third will be the 13 at King of the Aces. Fourth will be the 333 at Keeping It Twisted. Fifth will be the 356 of Ice Cream Some Days. Sixth will be the 999 of Deviant. Seventh will be the 72 of Duchess. Eighth will be the 88 of NM. Ninth will be the 660 of Garrett Miller. And rounding out your top 10 will be the 203 of Signs. So JTM and Nico and AJM and Hondo and Vet and a bunch of other people who took 4 tires and fuel, they're way back in the back of the pack now. They're going to be back in 30th position. So I think we're looking at an alternate fuel strategy at this point for some of these drivers. The 300 and the 799 are definitely going to be on a different fuel strategy than the 13. Basically, everybody from King of the Aces back to JTM. So that'll be 3rd through 29th will be on a different fuel strategy. As a note, the 00 Mudbone now up to the 12th position. So if you're following along at home for the 00 Mudbone, already from 39th up to 12th. So looking pretty good maybe for another Super Speedway win for that 00. We'll see what happens as we have 20 laps to go here. Again, your leader is the 300 of Resemble. I think he's going to get... I don't know where we're going to get the 1 to go sign. It's probably going to be about 4 laps here. So I think you're going to see the 300 and the 799 come in within a couple laps after taking the green flag and getting into the pit. So it'll be the Resemble, Mike Check, and Mike Check only on the 2 alternate strategy for the pits. And I think what they're looking at is if they can go 12 laps here, they've got 1 pit stop for them. So they can get in, get their fuel, get their tires, get out possibly before they go a lap down, and then they only have to make 1 more stop here. Everybody else is probably making at least 2 more stops before the end of this race. So we got, if they go 12 laps from now, so let's say that'll be lap, they could probably make it to the end. So it might be 1 more stop for everybody else. So we're going to go 12 more laps. That'll be lap 22. So it's going to be interesting here at the end of the race to see if, barring any further cautions, what the fuel strategy between the 300 and the 799, both, as I want to point out, both of those cars are the Drop Bear Racing team. So again, alternate fuel strategy for the 300 and the 799. Then we had all those folks that just took fuel only. And then we had those folks that took 4 tires in fuel. And I don't know if they put all the cans of gas in or not. Maybe it would probably be about 1 can, maybe a can and a half. So we're going to see what they decide they're going to do here. Again, lights are out on that beautiful orange and black Dodge Challenger pace car. We're going to see them split as they work down the backstretch into 2x2 formation. There it is. So they are now getting 2x2, as is the rules here in the More Freedom Series. Leading us down to take the green flag here today will be the 300 of Resemble in the Dr. Pepper Toyota for the Drop Bear Racing team. On his outside will be the 799 of Mike Check, and he's going to be in the Red Rooster delivery car. He's trying to deliver a win here today at Fort Wayne. Beautiful orange and black Dodge Challenger pace car is in. We're waiting on the starter to go back to green here at Fort Wayne. Green flag is out, and we are underway. So I think we're about to see like 2 or 3 laps, maybe 4 laps out of the 300 and the 799. As we are under caution there, that may extend their fuel mileage. So we may see two to 5 laps out of the 300 and the 799 here, as we see the 00 of Mudbone enter the picture. So Resemble out to a little bit of a lead here over the rest of the field, followed closely by the 13 at King of the Aces. Again, Coda, no tires, fuel only in that last pit stop. We'll see what those that took. Looks like I'm showing Veteran Chaos going to end up with a black flag here. So Veteran Chaos must have jumped the start, being shown the black flag here, as Resemble working down the backstretch. He's in the high line, so that's going to make it extremely difficult to get to the bottom of the track to try to get into the pits if he's trying to pit here. He is not trying to pit. He's got the hammer down, as Coda has now taken that car out to the lead. Again, no tires, fuel only for the 13 at King of the Aces. 799 of Mike Check falling back a little bit. Here comes a 660 of Garrett Miller, who started in the 38th position here today. So he started outside the last row with his teammate, the 00 of Mudbone. And he has worked himself up into the top 10-year leader on the track. Now the 13 at King of the Aces. We're watching the 799 of Mike Check down to the bottom of the track right here. He is working underneath the 660. His other teammate, the 999 of Deviant, on the outside. So all the Drop Bear Racing team into the top 10 right now. Again, we're going to have to see a pit stop very, very soon from that 799 of Mike Check and that 300 of Resemble, as there is a gaggle of cars behind Mike Check, and he's going to work to the bottom of the track here. Looks like he is dropping way down low. He is going into the pits. We're going to see if Resemble went as well. Looks like Resemble went into the pits. So pit stops happening for the 300 and the 799, as the 329 of Heck of a Duber has now worked himself up into the second position. Duber, starting 31st on the day, has now worked up to the second spot. Those that took 4 tires and fuel are gradually making their way up the leaderboard. JTM up to the 27th position right now. So Duber down to the inside of the 13 and King of the Aces. He's going to be followed by the 660 of Garrett Miller in just a second, I do believe. Here comes the 999 of Deviant. Deviant, the only guy left in the top 10 right now for the Drop Bear Racing team. He's working to the bottom of the track. He's going to he thought he was going to have some help, as the 77 of Zip drives up to the top of the track to work with his teammate, the 660 of Garrett Miller. So Douche Motorsports trying to work to the high line. 333 keeping it twisted, working in there. Possibly out to the lead is going to be the 660 of Garrett Miller in the UPS Dodge for the Amish Buggy Racing team. Out there in front of the 329 of Heck of a Duber is the 660 of Garrett Miller. Garrett has had a rough go this season, currently running 37th in the points. Not that he's had a bad car, just the bad situations have struck that car. He is out to the front right now, putting a couple car lengths up over that 329 of Heck of a Duber. As we see the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile working to the bottom of the track right now with the help of the 33 of Harvey Jones. So Zip now into the second position right there in front of the 33 of Harvey Jones. So Harvey started today's race. We'll see where Harvey started at as they work down the backstretch. Harvey started in the 24th position. The 77 is Zip. He started today in, we'll try to find him in the list. He started 22nd. So Zip trying to put the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile out to the lead of the race. They're about to catch up to the 799 and the 300. They're about to put them a lap down here, as they are working through turn number 2 right now, the 799 and the 300. So the 77 of Zip out to the lead, as the 660 of Garrett Miller works down to the inside. Garrett with a great run through turn number 2. Heading down through turn number 3, he's going to pull out by a couple car lengths here over the 77 of Zip. So those Dodges for Amish Buggy Racing working here right now as we're working through the second stint on their fuel. gaggle of cars back there racing for the third position. Heading that up is the 13 of King of the Aces. He's followed closely by the 33 of Harvey Jones. Still no, and the 25 of JTM, who was leading that pack of cars that took 4 tires. He is currently back in 30th position, so not sure that that pit strategy ended up working here, as Garrett is getting... I think he's going to be passed by the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile here as they work down to the front stretch. Garrett's trying to deliver a win for the United States Postal Service here in that 660. Zip down to the bottom of the track. He's going to lead that last lap. Garrett followed very, very close. 0.046 seconds separate the top two. Garrett up high, Zip down low. Zip's going to get a good run through the turn. Garrett slides high. Here comes the 13 of King of the Aces. That gaggle of cars that was battling for third is now caught up to your leaders. The 999 of Deviant working down to the inside of the 13 of King of the Aces. And here comes the 00 of Mudbone. It's going to be 4 wide for the front of this field as Mudbone is working to the back bumper of the 13 of King of the Aces. He's going to jump up high with the rest of his teammates here. Mudbone almost contacts with the back bumper of the 13 of King of the Aces. He was trying to shove that mellow yellow Dodge in between the 13, the 660, and the 77. Coda out to the lead right now. As we're working lap number 16, 13 laps to go. That's pretty much going to, if they pit now, they should make it to the end of this race as Coda, Zip, and they're breaking away from the front of the field. The rest of the pack, so the 13 and the 77 breaking away from the rest of the pack right now, which is being led by currently the 33 of Harvey Jones. So Harvey battling right now with the 999 of Deviant, the 00 Mudbone, the 23 of Fuller Than You. Looks like the 38 of Baseman now up there, and the 660 of Garrett Miller. Baseman, let's see where he started his day at today. Oh yeah, he started third on the day. As we see the 77 of Zip now working underneath the 13 of King of the Aces. So Coda almost going back. We're going to drag race down the front stretch. He's going to fall in behind. No, he doesn't quite fall in behind that 77 of Zip. He gets a little bit of a draft out to the outside. Zip's going to work down to the bottom of the track. I think it's going to be a little bit better here at the bottom of the track as they work into the high bank right now. Zip's going to get a little bit of a better run here through the middle of the turn as Coda works high. Again, if they pit now, they can make it to the end of this race. So Coda out to the lead right now, right there in front of the 33 of Harvey Jones, and now the 77 of Zip and the 00 of Mudbone. Looking at this lineup, it could be a great day again for Amish Buggy Racing. 2 drivers right now sitting right there in the top 5, with the 660 in the top 10 as well. So Coda currently out to the lead right now as he works off the turn. The 77 is Zip there in hot pursuit. Looks like we might have pit stops happening, folks. We do. We have pit stops happening on the track. So I believe, the 33 of Harvey Jones in. The 13 of King of the Ace is still your leader. The 999 of Deviant working to his back bumper right now. So it's going to be interesting to find out if the 25 and the rest of those that took 4 tires, if they just go no tires and fuel only, that could be the way to go for them, as JTM now up to the 10th position after all those pit stops started happening. Checking in on those folks, I believe the 25, and I'm not sure who else. I can't remember who else. I know the 60 was in there, several other drivers, as we do see pit stops are happening. So they're going to be able to make it to the end of this race, as your fastest lap on the day will be by the 96 of Nico at 191.010 miles per hour. They're pacing around this track at 66 seconds for this 3.5 mile, not an oval. We're going to see Coda coming into the pits. We're going to see, we're going to try to catch up to the 25. There's the 25. He's staying out on the track right now. He's got one more pit stop to go. He's might be your leader. Not quite yet. Not quite yet for that 25 at JTM. The 96 was in. So this is a wild pit stop strategy going on for a lot of these drivers. We're going to see if the 20, we're going to follow along with the 25 here. He is your leader. That was actually his first lap lead of the day, so JTM will get those all-important 5 bonus points. 33 of Harvey Jones out of the pits. 710 of Roddy has to get on the binders right there, or he was going to just plow into the back end of the 33 of Harvey Jones. They're about ready to catch up to the 42 of Mel Say What as they work down the backstretch. So those 4 tires working pretty good right now. JTM's off the gas. He's coming into the pits. Final pit stop for your leader, the 25 at JTM. Looks like Roddy and Wishbone probably stayed out there. So JTM into the pits right now. He works down this. No, Roddy and Wishbone both stay out or come in. So he's going to have drafting help between the 710 and the 29. Could be good to have a teammate here in this situation as we see the 96 of Nico streak pass. There goes the 38 of Baseman. We're going to follow along with your leader, the 25 of JTM, as he works down the front stretch. Sonic Billboard is out. He's into his pits. We're going to see if it's tires, if it's fuel. He's going right side tires. So right side tires only for the 25 at JTM. Fuel going in. He is down and he is away. Wishbone attack able to get out too in front of the 710 of Roddy. So we're going to see where everybody ends up. JTM still your leader on the track. He's going to get that car wound up as here comes the 13 at King of the Aces. So Coda might be your leader again after pit stops happen there. JTM, it is just brutal to get your car wound up here at Fort Wayne, any of these super speedways. Here comes the 420 at Queen of Hearts. He might have some drafting now. He's about to get caught up with the pack, so this could be a great pit stop situation for the 25 at JTM with about 8 laps to go. We'll catch back up here with the front of the field. It could potentially, I don't think it's the 40. Vet's going to be showing a lap down. He's actually going to get his lap back, but he is way back here, very, very far back. The 96 of Nico on that alternate strategy just did not work for him, so they're going to have to go back to MBR and really just talk about the 4 tires and fuel. Maybe they should have went fuel only like everybody else, but you know, they must have adjusted the car and it just did not work for them. So let's go through we'll wait for timing and scoring to update in just a second. And okay, it's updated. So we'll go through your current top 10. After those pit stops cycle through, your leader is the 13 of King of the Aces. Second is going to be the 00 of Mudbone. Third will be the 77 of Zip. Fourth will be the 420 of Queen of Hearts. Fifth will be the 10 of Scooter. Sixth will be the 660 of Garrett Miller. Seventh will be the 666 of Pistol Pete. Eighth will be the 25 of JTM. Ninth will be the 777 of Seabass. And rounding out your top 10 will be the 329 of Heck of a Duber. So we do see the 300 of Resemble and the 799 of Mike Check working up towards the front of this field. Again, they are done. They're done for their pit stops, I do believe, as we see the 666 of Pistol Pete making a 3 ride right now with the 10 of Scooter and the 660 of Garrett Miller. So Amish Buggy Racing has put together a great restrictor plate package here today at Fort Wayne, one of their home tracks, including Indianapolis. Fort Wayne and Indianapolis home tracks for both MBR and Amish Buggy Racing, and they put together a great super speedway package for Fort Wayne here today as we see the 666 of Pistol Pete now into the 3rd position. His teammates are right there to the back bumper, the 13 and King of the Aces. So Zip now working on the 13 and King of the Aces. looking for a win here today is the 77 of Zip. We will check in on what his standings look like. Again, he's a rookie on the season. No wins so far. He's going to try to put up a win here today at Fort Wayne. As Mudbone coming out of nowhere, working to the back bumper of his teammate, the 77 of Zip. Mudbone looking for win number 2. He's going to push that Oscar Mayer Wienermobile out to the front of the field. He's going to have to get off the gas. He almost rear-ended his teammate. A little bit too pushy right there was that 00 of Mudbone, but that's okay. He just had to let off the gas, and he's going to get back into it. He's going to fall right behind the 13 of King of the Aces. So 6 laps to go here at Fort Wayne. Your leader on the track, the 77 of Zip. Second's going to be the 13 of King of the Aces. The third will be the 00 of Mudbone, as we see Coda now down to the inside of the 77 of Zip. Getting a good run through 2 and 3 right now is that 13 of King of the Aces. Coda working on trying to get another win here under his belt this season. Currently has 1, running 5th in the points. This would not hurt his championship at all to win this race. I try to think of these words in my head that are like sound amazing, and I just can't get them out there. But the 00 Mudbone has other plans as he works down to the inside underneath that white line. Coda going to come down, put a little bit of a door near him. Mudbone is going to hear none of it. Out to the lead still is the 13 of King of the Aces. Is battling back and forth. May allow this second pack to possibly catch up to him. Led along by the 666 of Pistol Pete. So if JTM wants to move up in the standings, he's going to have to move around the 666 of Pistol Pete. He's going to have to get the hammer down. He's going to have to get around that 666. As we watch Coda, who apparently has an extremely good car underneath him here today, that Corona Extra Toyota for Aces to Z Motorsports, co-owner with the Pink Panther, the 95 of Zed Brunna. He has got the hammer down. I think we got some, that's Vet. Vet is running all out there by himself. We got about 4 laps to go here at Fort Wayne in this Fort Wayne 100. An exciting race as the 00 Mudbone working down to the inside of the 77 of Zip. Coda's going to come down, shut the door on him. He's going to get a little bit of a draft right here, I think, by the 13 King of the Aces, as Coda's going to drop down to the inside to make a work towards that turn. Zip shuts the door on his teammate. Mudbone works high here. Working out of turn number 3 is the 00 Mudbone looking for the lead, as it is now 3 Amish buggy racing cars up here at the front of the field in pursuit of the 13 of King of the Aces. Here comes his teammates and wife, the 420 at Queen of Hearts. She's going to come up there, try to maybe give her husband a little bit of help here as he is fending off Amish buggy racing. So Coda is fending off 3 Amish buggy racing vehicles right now in the form of the 666, the 77, and the 00. An amazing run so far by that 13 of King of the Aces. If he can keep that car underneath him and just top to bottom, blocking on the 77 and the 00. Amazing. We're coming down to possibly an amazing finish here at Fort Wayne as the 13 of King of the Aces runs it high in front of the 77. We're going to see if he works down to the inside. He's not going to be able to make it to the inside on the 00 of Mudbone. He's trying to come down a little bit and see if he slams the door on him. Zip's going to stay up there with the 13 of King of the Aces. Here comes another Amish buggy racing teammate, the 777 of Seabass, now into fracas. He's going to be getting help by the 666 of Pistol Pete, so Amish buggy racing is getting insane right now. An amazing plate package put on today by Amish Buggy Racing, as they have 4 drivers right now in the top 10. The only reason that the 34 isn't in the top 10 is because he crashed. As the 77 Zip now out to the lead with just a couple laps to go here at Fort Wayne. Your leader on the track, the 77 Zip. Coda working to the outside here. Mudbone trying to work down to the inside. He's going to get a good run through the turn. That helped by the 777 of Seabass and the 666 of Pistol Pete, able to push the 77 of Zip out to the front. Also helped from the 00 of Mudbone on that. So Amish Buggy Racing working together right now to get their driver, the 77 of Zip, out to the front of this field. We're closing in on the 40 of Veteran Chaos as we're going to get 1 to go here, as they work down this extremely long backstretch. Setting up for an amazing end to this Fort Wayne 100 is the 77 of Zip. He's out to a little bit of a lead here. You see that white flag flying. 1 lap to go for the 77 of Zip. 00 Mudbone going to try to push underneath him here. Is he going to try to spoil his teammate's first win? Coda have to get off the gas there. Zip out to the lead. He started today's race in the 22nd position. Mudbone starting dead last on the field. He's going to try to make a run. Zip with a couple car length lead as they work down into the backstretch. That may play a part in this here, as they may catch the draft on him. Mudbone, we're going to see what he does. He's jumping down. No, Zip's going to slam the door. Mudbone trying to work down to the inside. Vet's going to come down. Mudbone has to get off the gas. Your winner today here at Fort Wayne is going to be the 77 of Zip. Wait, no, here comes the 13 King of the Aces. No, Zip's going to pull it across the line. He is your winner. Wow, what an end to this race here at Fort Wayne. I thought Mudbone was going to pull it off there, but Vet came down, shut the door on him. I think he was trying to let Zip go to the high side. That killed the ability for Mudbone to get up there and make that pass. And Coda almost came out of nowhere and won this race. But your winner, his first win of his career, the 77 of Zip in the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. Wow. I had to take a breath. Let's go through your finishing top 10. Again, in extraordinary fashion, your winner here today is the 77 of Zip. Second's going to be the 13 of King of the Aces. Third will be the 25 of JTM. Fourth will be the 00 of Mudbone. Fifth will be the 420 of Queen of Hearts. Sixth will be the 666 of Pistol Pete. Seventh will be the 10 of Scooter. Eighth will be the 777 of Seabass. Ninth will be the 29 of JT, or 29 of Wishbone Attack. And rounding out your top 10 will be the 329 of Heck of a Duber. Wow. Very much top 3 taking a victory lap. Actually, the 77 of Zip deserves that after that race to take that victory lap. His first win of his career in spectacular fashion. Started 22nd on the day. And he almost, Mudbone almost got it. If Vet hadn't been there, I think Mudbone would have pulled that off. But Vet came down. He was trying to get out of the way of the leader there, and nowhere for him to go. He actually ended up playing a role in the finish of this race. He almost allowed his teammate, the 13 of the King of the Aces, to pull off the win there. So next week, this marks the halfway point of the season. Next week, we head to North Wilkesboro on July 4th for this More Freedom Series All-Star race. So that's going to be an exciting race. We'll talk about that when that happens. But yes, if it can't get any better than today's race, that was amazing here today. Wow, just taking a deep breath after that finish. Let's go through your current points. Good points day for JTM. Nico just did not hit the setup. He's going to finish way back in the back. I think he's going to drop in the points a little bit. Zip's definitely going to move up, but you're seeing your points here on the screen. Let's check in on those team and chassis standings. I think Amish Buggy Racing is probably going to extend their lead in those team and chassis standings, as they had at least 3 drivers in the top 10 there. Only a couple for MBR. Wow. I mean, you can't say enough about the racing here in the More Freedom Series. Awesome job today by the 77 of Zip and Amish Buggy Racing. Amish Buggy Racing as a whole put on a great restrictor plate package today here at their home track, the Fort Wayne Super Speedway. It showed by having 5 of their 6 drivers in the top 10 at one point there. A couple of them fell out right there at the back. Garrett fell down to 11th, but you know, having 5 of their 6 drivers or whatever up in the top 10 right there just shows how strong Amish Buggy Racing was today at Fort Wayne. Just a great restrictor plate package. Zip able to put that car out there to the front. Coda just battled with Coda lap after lap, and eventually the lineup of those Amish Buggy Racing cars was what allowed Zip to get out to the front and win this race. So congratulations to him. He is your winner here today. His first win of his career, and hopefully for him, many more. And until next time, next week, for our All-Star race at North Wilkesboro, take care.